Hey folks, Andy from MetAle TV here. Been a while, but we're back and I'm here with Paul Macmillan from Slow Dragon Music. Nice to see you, bro.
You too, man.
And today we're going to talk about Hordes. We're going to have a nice relaxed chat about it. It's on the 30th of September with an absolutely stacked lineup of fantastic bands. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, yeah. As you can see, I've got an iron brew, so I'm totally MetAle TV.
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, I'm so rock and roll today. I have had a pint already, so anyway. So yeah, Hordes. For anybody that's not aware of it, what is it?
So Hordes X, formerly known as Hordes of Belial, is a two-stage showcase of all things heavy and brutal.
Nice.
Set in Dundee, last Saturday of every September.
Right, okay. So why Dundee of all places? You know, what's Dundee got this?
It was close by. To be honest, when we started up, there was a bit more a live scene in places like Glasgow and Edinburgh, mostly Glasgow.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really a lot going on for that type of band around our area. I mean, at the time I was staying closer to Perth.
Totally.
But our singer at the time, who was a massive part in helping me get it set up to begin with, he was studying in Dundee. That's Phil. He used to sing for my band as well, Threshold 6.
Yes.
So without him, we wouldn't have got the ball rolling.
Alright, okay. So he's the original. Were you the two that started it together?
It was the both of us. I had I studied music business at Perth College. And one of the things we had to do was we had to come up with a theoretical project. And after I'd written mine all out and handed it in, I thought, actually, that sounds quite good. If I could get some helping hands on this, we'd give it a go and see if it actually makes a difference. And apparently it did.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
a theoretical project turned live.
Yeah, and exactly, and they can't beat live music, of course. The venue, where is the venue?
Venue is Beat Gen. First year we ran it, it was under a different name, Hustlers, which was one venue room and a room full of pool tables. But the owner at the time gave us permission to take out about 4 massive old school billiard tables, which involved hand lifting about 8 tons of slate.
Heavy graft. I'm sure it was worth it.
Well, we got to put in a second stage there. There's a few venues, a few events used both stages in a venue.
Okay.
It's kind of, that was paramount to the whole Hordes plan from day one, was to be able to have the 2 stages, so you can have one band finishing, next band starting, and try and keep it in sync.
That's absolutely good. I take it it's the same this year as well. Is that always the same going forward? Two stages?
It's always been the 2 stages.
Right. So literally, is there not a break between? You could be like running from one end to the other.
Well, no. Some folk have said they might want a break in it, but what we try and do, or what I try and do when putting the bill together, is try and make it so that you don't get 2 bands who are like very well partnered together back to back. It's not always possible.
No, I get what you're saying though.
And sometimes folk will just go, not like one band that go out for a cigarette or whatever, or go and get something to eat. There's like a stack of chippers and kebab places right downstairs. A lot of stairs, but still, it's just right outside. So some folk will go away, they'll check out, get food, and then come back for the next band that they like. So we try and mix it up style-wise. I do like to mix things up, but by and large, Hordes is all extreme metal and old school, mostly.
Yeah.
We don't mind throwing in a curveball, some industrial, some hard punk, you know.
But you've got that niche, you stick to what you...
The core of it is definitely extreme metal and old school.
So there you go, folks. It's, I feel that's your neck of the woods. I definitely suggest Hordes. I've actually been to Hordes myself before, but this is me learning more about it from the man himself. Every time I've come to see it, it's like, alright Paul, through the door and getting amongst it. So it's good to get some chat about it, because besides Hordes, you definitely get other gigs yourself. You've got Necrocracy, you've got Metal to the Masses. I know we're here to talk about Hordes, but you know, you're a busy man. So where do you find the time to do Hordes?
I just don't sleep.
That makes sense. Fueled by cider as well.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, do get quite bad insomnia. So this sort of stuff, it might seem like an overload, but actually it helps me get some rest.
Get the job done.
It helps me tire myself out and actually hit the pillow.
So compared to, let's go back to the first one and to today, right?
Mm-hmm.
The very first Hordes, did it become a success straight away? Was there demand for it? Because it is Dundee, and you're saying, you know, Glasgow had its fair share, and so did Edinburgh. Did Dundee have the demand?
Well, now I think at the time, and I think a few other people who operate in the Dundee scene will agree that there were actually more local heavy music bands when we started off.
Right. Okay.
And I know that's saying there's like a lot of bands on the scene, but actually that signifies a demand. I think the first year we had on, our headliner was Man Must Die, an excellent way to kick off. Obviously. And I have toyed with the idea of having a back another time, but we just haven't synced anything up. So yeah, the first year it went off, it covered itself. There's actually been years since then with big headliners that haven't done as well.
No way.
And it's the scene now. So after lockdown, things have settled down a little bit, but it still can be unpredictable.
So you think it's still recovering?
I don't know if recovering is the right word.
Okay.
I think settling into what it has become.
Yeah, that's probably a better way.
It's probably correct. If you look at Edinburgh is a great example of like a positive effect. I think nearly every show that I've put on in Edinburgh since lockdown has either sold out or been close to. So Edinburgh's on fire right now, and we do have a lot of Edinburgh bands on the Hordes bill every year.
Yeah,
there's a bit of a relationship there. Like Dogtown, for example.
Yeah, totally.
I'm pretty sure they've played half of the Hordes lineups.
Well, I can't wait to talk to them this time. I must admit, I'm looking forward to speaking to them. Yeah. It's funny too because I really appreciate the fact that Hordes is in Dundee. You're saying that Edinburgh's as popular as it is, so realistically, you could say it would be ideal to just have Hordes there, like the annual Hordes there. But having it in Dundee, I definitely believe that there's a heavy market for rock and metal in Dundee, and to bring it here is vital.
There is a market for it, for sure. There's other people that have maybe done fantastic things with it, like Drew from Cadaver. He's come back with doing Cadaver concerts again.
Yeah.
The first one was like totally sold out, and most of the bands that were on that have played Hordes before, but the way he put it together and the way he marketed it, it just went off the rails. He did another one in
winter.
It's in December. It's in December. And that looks absolutely amazing as well. With Hordes, I tried to go for a bigger headliner, but he's doing an absolutely unreal job of making that work.
Yeah, definitely.
The other thing is, you mentioned Metal to the Masses, and
I did, yeah, off the track a bit, but
so
curious.
I only took that over just before lockdown kicked in. Good timing. And what I did with that was we took it out so it wasn't just in one city; it was out all around Scotland. And I think there's an element of that to having Hordes in Dundee, because you're a lot closer to Aberdeen, which is also a massive city. Yeah. People do come down from it for Hordes. They're closer to more of the outlying areas, which don't usually get serviced by bigger gigs or gigs with multiple stages or big lineups with a long list of bands. So yeah, I agree with you. It's a good thing for it to be in Dundee. I don't know of a viable 2-stage venue that I could pull off.
Well, that's
in Edinburgh or Glasgow.
You can't do that.
But then you look at what Duncan Mountain's doing with Red Crust. Again, that's absolutely phenomenal. But it's over a couple of days at several venues. But
it works.
By Christ, does it look good?
Yeah. Let's talk about up and coming bands that we should watch out for. I've seen a few bands on the list I've seen before. Bastyon, Hyperstasis. But is there anybody that are new to the bill that you've never had before that we should watch out for?
Well, now, I make no secret of the fact that every year I save that very first slot for a band who is fairly new, and who I've discovered through putting on other shows or going to other shows, who I think have just seen a trajectory that sees them going from we're a new band to there's something very promising going on here. So I think...
Are you going to divulge this information?
Well, yeah, so this year when we were running through the Metal to the Masses stuff, we had a band in Edinburgh called Noctis.
Okay, yeah.
And now they started off sounding very melodic, kind of almost gothy, and then a couple of shows in they started to show a bit more black metal edges, and then their stage performance went from here to here in the space between the heats and the semi-final. That absolutely blazed it the last time I had them on. So I chose them for the very first slot to open up Hordes, because I want the first thing every time to be something that people go away going, holy shit, that was the first band.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it is so challenging. Go to that straight away, and I'm going to compare it to a few things. You know, Metal to the Masses, Hordes, any gig. If you're the first band on, there's no doubt that you've got shoes to fill, or you've got a point to prove, or you know, let's face it, how do you engage the crowd when they're not just completely sober, but you know what I'm saying? It is difficult to play to a crowd that, I'm saying difficult, people will get behind the bands, but the first band to the last band is going to be completely different. The crowd's more inebriated by that point.
I know.
But yeah, so you believe that these guys will turn this over, turn this round, and open up a killer, you know, what is a killer event?
Yeah, that is one of the first things I look at when booking Hordes out is the headliner, obviously, because you need to make it something that gets people's attention across the board. And then one of the second things I look at is who's going to kick it off, because in my opinion, you don't want to go with, oh well, that's a smaller band, they can go on first. You want to go with, that's an emerging phenomenal live band. I want that band to open up my event this year.
Definitely, yeah, I totally agree with that. So Paul, Hordes, it's not exactly an easy task to put together. You cannot be doing this alone, can you?
No, I managed to sucker in a whole bunch of people to help me.
And by chance, who are these people?
Right, so actually, like, work with quite a few different folk. Obviously, you've got like, your venue staff and all the rest of it. But I have like a team who do like a merch stall for all the bands. We've got 13 bands. Don't want to fighting over space and things like that. Sometimes the headliners will like set up their own thing and everything. But by and large, for the bands, we've got like a team who are culled from my girlfriend's family. They're very good at it. They've been doing it for a lot of years.
I knew your girlfriend was well involved.
Yeah, they keep everything running quite smoothly. Also, there's a few other people like again Drew from Catalysis. He helps out quite often. Right. But actually, there's
hello. Come on in.
How are you doing?
Not bad, Kev. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having us.
This is Kev.
Helping out, of course.
Yes, of course. Kev. Hello, Kev from KM Productions, perhaps? Productions, is that right?
Yeah, KM Promotions.
Promotions, I was getting it wrong.
It's alright, it's all the same thing, all under one network. A mixture of that and my Meet the Music thing, trying to just basically get myself out there, help out with bands, help out other promoters and whoever needs another body, which is a blessing in disguise when somebody says, can you need help? Yes, please. So, yeah.
I think I really appreciate that though. You know, the best thing about rock and metal gigs, and just the culture as a whole, is that generally everybody will congregate and come together. Yeah. It's not a competition to say, I'll do the better gig, I'll do the better concert. Yeah. Everybody will literally help out each other if that's the case. And that's another thing I like to get involved as well, enjoy it. And but yeah, if you were to break it down as one whole thing to tell everybody right now what is Hordes and what to expect of Hordes and why come to Hordes?
Hordes is
killer event.
The longest running heavy music showcase in Scotland.
You're kidding?
The longest running yearly heavy metal showcase in Scotland.
Right. So if there's one reason to keep it alive, that's definitely it.
It's one of the places where bands can meet, or fans and bands can make their first new connection. It's one of the first places the likes of Party Cannon or Kingwitch played. As I mentioned, Dogtown have been in playing that for years, so they come in as a regular. And we've had these bands on from before people knew who they were. So you get in there, you're almost guaranteed to find something new that you're going to love. And it's an absolutely blistering day where you're going to meet loads of great folk and just have a blast.
Can't wait. Again, can you give us the dates, time?
Hordes X 2023 is being held at Beat Generator on the 30th of September in Dundee.
Right, when does it start and when does it finish?
We are kicking off at 3 o'clock.
Nice.
And it's due to finish at 10:30, all things going according to plan.
Everything will go to plan, of course it will. Kev, one more thing, so as a goer at Hordes, what do you see it as? Like, instead of the organiser, as a goer, what do you think of it?
It's a fantastic yearly running event, and it's becoming much more established, as what Paul's mentioned, longest running in Scotland as well. So these are things that me, as not just a helper, but as the customer, essentially love and look forward to. And definitely. I try to encourage my enthusiasm for these types of things for anybody who else wants to go. Meet new friends. We're all the heavy metal family.
Totally.
You're going to see some great new bands, some old bands that you like, and let's make us a community stronger.
Totally, yeah, definitely. And it goes all around, like we're talking about it being the biggest run in Scotland, and that's what people from Scotland all come around. Aberdeen, Kirkcaldy, Perth, Glasgow, we all come to Dundee for this event. So it just shows you how wide this community, I know, exactly, come on people! It just shows you how wide the community goes.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to finish off on this interview, is how good the community is and how much rock and metal brings everybody together. Yeah? Brings us together! So I'll say cheers to that, guys. Thank you for joining us on MetAle TV, and thank you Slow Dragon Music.
Thank you MetAle TV.
Yeah.